What is going on, everyone? It's DC3 Johnson here, coming with a Madden 20 video. So this series will be a rebuild of the 2019 season with the Arizona Cardinals, and I'm already a fan of Kyler Murray. So we already did our first trade. I'm trying to keep trades at minimal, but I felt this one was a little necessary because I didn't really like their options for their left guard. So since we are redoing the 2019 season, I do want to put that out there. So obviously the DeAndre Hopkins trade didn't happen, so we still have David Johnson on our team because we're starting from week 1 of preseason of the 2019 season, guys. And so I do want to take a quick look at our depth chart, see what we're dealing with, and I definitely see some stuff that we need to really work on, especially when free agency is looking pretty good. So we do sign a strong safety, and we definitely, even though Matt Bryan, he's on the older side, like he's still a better kicker than the one I have, the one we have, sorry. And we do get an extra option at wide receiver. At the end of the day, I feel like our plan is going to be, just build around our rookies, and but still have some veterans in, so that way we're not completely terrible. And so right now what I'm doing is I'm putting the halfbacks, as I don't like our options there, so I'm putting them on the trade block and see if we can get some offers. And so we advance 1 week. So far nothing, but so just so you guys are curious, these are going to be the 3 guys we're going to be training. We'll probably switch it up midway through the season because I do want to include Christian Kirk in the training program, because I think once the season's done, we will probably have him be our second or first option, depending on whether or not Fitzgerald retires. And so we're conducting a little training here. So already our veterans are already focusing on James Daniels, so it's already looking like a really good trade. So even though we did give up a pick or two, it's going to be well worth it, and we'll probably get those picks back and then some, So we advance another week, still no offers here. We end up having an injury in preseason, which is surprising. Oh, and we just lost our left tackle for 5 weeks. So let's try to see if we can get a halfback option at this point. So I do like this guy right here, Austin, 24. But let's just take a quick peek to see if I can find anything better, because the problem is the higher the overall, the more assets you'll have to give up. But it looks like there's not really anything I'm interested in. So let's see what we can do here. It looks like they're interested in the defensive tackle. We'll offer him. Let's see. No, okay. All right, let's just go straight for a pick. So I'll offer them a 3rd round. See if they'll take it. Oh, all right, perfect. Okay, so we just got ourselves our second option to back up David Johnson. So now we can for sure get rid of. And we do end up going to 75 player limit. So this is going to be pretty easy. 43. Bye. Sorry about that, but you just didn't cut it, bro. And so we take care of our training, which is great. So the one thing I would say, obviously right now we're still in level 1 when it comes to Coach XP, but definitely that's the one thing you want to focus on is because you are able to increase the level of training that they get, so they get more XP when you invest your points on that. So that would be the first thing I would say, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right now we're nowhere close. We're really at 300 XP. So we still have to cut. We have to cut like 22 players. That's the only problem of having a full 75-man roster. So, but we already know, we kind of have an idea of like some of the people we want to get rid of. So we have our halfback. So let's start with trades here. So the Bears are somewhat interested in TJ Logan. So let's see. Let's go for a 5th, and they go for it. Okay, perfect. And so sometimes I like to back out, guys, just in case you guys have noticed that. So that way because sometimes there's like a glitch where it won't, that person will still pop up on your roster, but they're not really there, or whatever. So I always just like to do that just to take care of that. And we're gonna run through this like the entire team. No one wants Foster, so we're gonna go with Chase and see what we can get. I know the Bears are interested, but I do want to see if there's another team that potentially would want him. And yeah, okay, the Redskins, because you also don't want to trade with the same team too much, because you know, you could potentially give them an edge. It has happened before where we keep trading with the Bears and the Bears somehow end up getting really good because of all the players. We end up giving them, I don't know how it works, but also it also makes you diverge your picks a bit. You know, like you have picks from different teams, which is great sometimes, especially because there's no lottery. Like it's all based on team record. So just cutting some players here. But the other thing you also want to take into consideration is you want to have some people for your practice squad. And so I think that once some of the people are in the 60s range, I think moving them to the practice squad might be good, especially for our kicker here. I don't want to get rid of him because we might lose Matt Bryan at the end of the year. So keeping his options open here. And it looks like we have a bunch, 10 wide receivers, so definitely we're going to make a few trades. And they want me to get rid of Fitzgerald. Yeah, right. So don't trust the game fully, because sometimes they will say stuff like that to kind of screw you over. And it's not really the best option for you. The other thing I would say is if this says that like the player's not meeting our standards, I would say go ahead and get rid of them. Unless there's like a practice squad option, get rid of them. You know, because if your assistant coaches are telling you that's not good. That's you know, to be done. Especially in this situation where we have to get rid of so many players, it just makes your job a little bit easier to kind of weed them out. So right now, let's just go get rid of our wide receivers and see what our options are after that to cut and stuff. So let's start with Bird here. So let's run through this team, see what we got. Come on. Okay, the Packers are interested. Let's see. Oh, the Seahawks are okay. Perfect. The Seahawks. Okay, and since we already know the Packers are somewhat interested in a wide receiver, then that means we'll probably end up trading future wide receivers there. So we get a 5th round for him. So already we're starting to build our draft picks for maybe not this year necessarily, but for next year at least. And so we do move our 3rd tight end to the practice squad. So we do take a quick peek at our cutting list, and let's see if we could get rid of Cooper here for a 7th. No. Okay. Yeah, sometimes when their overall isn't that good, it could potentially screw you over, but yeah, because not even the Packers were interested. So whatever. Let's just try the Niners and see if they want him. Okay, no. Oh, wow, that's horrible. So one thing, the next year's 7th round pick is usually the worst pick to trade for. So if they don't want it, that's usually very difficult. But if you since the Packers were on the list, like that they wanted a wide receiver, that's like their 5th option. Sometimes they could get away with it and actually ask for that 7th for next year, and they end up giving it to you. So see, we tried it with the 49ers. They were nowhere interested, but the Packers were. So something to keep an eye on, guys. Something to keep a little tip there. So since they're really interested, let me see if I can get a 3rd from them. Yeah, okay, perfect. So we end up getting a 3rd from the Packers as well. And so now we just need to cut 2 more players, and that should pretty much do it. Let's see if I can trade my left end here, because even though overalls for left ends and I think right end and right tackles, they're not really high. There's some people that are really, really good, but then the rest of the pack is usually like in the 70s or in the 60s. So we might be able to get some sort of return from them, because you know, at the end of the day, you should, if you're able to trade someone for assets, you know, you might as well do it. That way you don't walk away empty-handed. And so sometimes what I like to do when they're not interested is I like to offer my pick in exchange for a 6th. And in this case it works basically, because they one thing the CPU likes is they prefer picks for this year than next year. So it weighs it down basically. So even though I offered a worse pick, because the pick I wanted for the following year, it ends up working into our favor. And so we take a quick look at our depth chart. No one from free agency seems that appealing, and I believe we'll leave the video right here, so that way the next part will start at week 1, guys. I really do appreciate you guys sticking around to the end, and if you guys have any questions or any concerns or comments, just go ahead and leave them, and I'll try to address them in future parts here, guys. You guys stay safe out there, and take care.